Velasquez, 251542.
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Lane, here on behalf of Miguel Velasquez.
Thank you. And sir, counsel, your P number, please.
P59757.
Man, we all work so hard for that number. I need to make sure it's on the record. Okay. And sir, your name for the record, please.
Miguel Velasquez.
Okay. And I understand that Mr. Bujacki is present and the court will allow Mr. Bujacki an opportunity to address the court as well. And counsel, I do apologize as well as Mr. Bujacki. It didn't occur to me that this was a different prosecutor at the time.
It didn't occur to me until I walked into the room and I realized this was a city case.
Yes. Okay. And so as far as the report and recommendation, did you have an opportunity to review that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. There are no additions, deletions, or corrections. I guess the only minor correction, Your Honor, would be the restitution amount that I met with Mr. Bujacki. And if you want me to wait, Judge, to discuss that.
Okay, well, we can do that in just a moment. I did have a question though, under the general background information. It says he reported a mental health diagnosis or treatment. I'm not sure. Did you report a mental health diagnosis or treatment or did you not? And if you did, was there a diagnosis?
No.
No, okay. So no mental health, okay. All right, and when was your last use of marijuana, sir?
Prior to the first court date, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So how are you doing not using it daily?
It's been a struggle, Your Honor.
Okay, well, why do you use it daily?
It performs well at work. Lift a lot of heavy ladders, and I have some back pains that I deal with a lot, and I feel like that just comforts in those moments.
Interesting, because you said your general health is good. You exercise regularly. You have no serious illnesses, diagnoses, or accidents in the past. And you're not under a primary doctor's care. So, does your employer know that you use marijuana daily to get through work? I mean, I don't know what kind of work you do, sir, with your employer, but
He has his own
when you think that painting, you kind of need to make sure that you're focused and using the right colors or.
He has his own painting company, Your Honor, that he's had. So
So I'm going to guess his boss knows then.
yes, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, sir, do you notice that you have a little bit more clarity?
I do, Your Honor.
There's something to be said about that.
I also reached out to my primary to get on some medication for my ADD. I'm just going through that process as well.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what works best for me.
Okay. All right. And so, counsel, did you want to address the court first for any allocution, or do you want me to hear from the victim first?
Oh, I'd be happy to
Oh.
to go ahead, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, as you can see, Mr. Velasquez is 22 years old, has no prior convictions. I know he regrets the poor decision he made, or we've had a number of discussions with my client and his mother, Your Honor. And he takes this very seriously. He graduated from Lincoln Park High School, works full-time as we just discussed. He has a 4-year-old son that he has joint custody of. I would share with Your Honor, Mr. Velasquez completed an anger management course. I have a certificate of completion, if I may approach.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I do see that as a recommendation. And Mr. Velasquez is aware, Your Honor, that he may need to do additional. He just wanted to get a head start on it. He and his mother thought it would be a good idea.
Okay. Before you continue, counsel, Mr. Velasquez, tell me something you've learned in your anger management class. And of course, counsel, you're correct. 4 hours is a start.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a lot I actually learned, Your Honor. It's really just thinking before doing anything, why I'm feeling like this, any other possible outcomes that could happen with the anger. I've actually have a journal at home that I started during the intermittent court that I've just logged. It was a lot. It was 116 pages. I should have brought my journal.
Well, that's good. And so, are you still with the girl that was in common, apparently?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And, you do understand, sir, right, that, territorial and people don't necessarily go well together. Right? And then you have to have some trust in people. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And counsel, you may proceed.
Your Honor, just lastly, I'm confident that he will do everything that you ask of him. As I stated, Judge, I really believe he does take this very seriously, and I'm confident that nothing like this is going to happen again. I think he takes, I'm confident he takes this very seriously. And I would respectfully ask that Your Honor follow the recommendation from probation. Should I state right now, Judge, that the amount that we agreed on? I did, as I stated, Your Honor, met with Mr. Bajaki in the hallway. Probation had forwarded most of the medical documentation that I already had. He supplied a little additional, and there is a slight change, Your Honor, that Mr. Bajaki and I agree on. The amount in the pre-sentence report was $1,360.66. The amount that we have agreed on, Your Honor, is $1,410.66.
Okay.
And Your Honor, with regard to the restitution, of course, I spoke with Mr. Velasquez regarding money and when can we have that paid off. And if it's okay with Your Honor, he can do a minimum of $100 a week paying to the court, and as well as the restitution, but he can do at least $100 a week if that's okay with Your Honor.
Is that only the restitution amount? And then in addition to the fines and costs?
Oh, that's fine. I'm glad to be clear. It's just for the restitution. He
Okay.
can do a minimum of $100 a week.
Okay, so 400 per month.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm going to have you just step aside for a moment, Mr. Bajaki, if you'd like to step forward, sir.
Yes, go ahead. You can have a seat right there.
Hi, and sir, your name for the record, please.
Bryce Jack here.
Okay, are you picking him up?
No,
Okay, I need you to speak a little bit more loudly. If you can please keep your hands out of your pockets and then spell your first and last names also, please, okay?
Bryce Bajaki, BRYCEBJAKI.
AKI, there's OC, there's OC. Oh. And are you chewing gum? Okay, there's a tissue right on the bottom of the podium. Underneath, there's a shelf. Okay. That's all right. Okay. And so, sir, thank you very much for coming in today.
I apologize for the way that I'm dressed for court today.
That's-
I had to work right.
Okay. And so what would you, I appreciate you addressing that. And what would you like the court to know, sir?
I don't have much to say on the fact. I just bring everything. You know everything. I know everything.
Well, no, I don't know everything. I only know what's in the report.
You know,
That's all that I know.
so what exactly is it?
I know the least amount out of all of you.
Just seeking a restitution for an altercation at a bar. Really.
Right, and then you were knocked unconscious. I know that part.
Yeah. That I was
I was very above the legal limit at the bar.
just really unaware of my surroundings, got taken advantage of, got grabbed. I don't even know what happened, to be honest with you.
That's how kind of out of scene I was. I was not so like to defend myself in any way, shape, or form. You know?
Okay. All right, and so, sir, you had medical bills as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're in agreement with the amount of $1,410.66?
Yeah, of course.
And what, did you have some head trauma? What was the,
I got a scar right here I want to say my face was, like this was bruised. The whole side of my face was bruised for a good month. I had to go to work like that, looking like that. It was nice. Just say I had 2 or 3 fractured ribs. I don't really know how that happened. I just cracked, something like that. That's what the CAT scan said.
Did you hit a chair on your way down, do you know?
There's a really hard wall, hard floor.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like concrete, so I don't know what happened in between. If I got kicked or something, that'd be better know. 'Cause
Okay.
I can't recall it, so I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay, anything else you'd like the court to know?
No, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, counsel? All right, anything else, Mr. Velasquez, you'd like the court to know?
I'd like to start off by apologizing to the court and to you, Your Honor, and also Mr. Bujaki. It was very out of character for me, and I do take this matter very serious, and it will not happen again.
Okay, all right, well, I'm glad to hear that you apologize to Mr. Kajaki. It does appear as though you have some remorse for that. Sir, just a little bit of life lesson information, right? You're 22, correct? And at the scene, at least, the information that I have is that you felt disrespected, so you swung on Mr. Bujaki. Spoiler alert, you're going to feel disrespected a lot during your lifetime. I'm certainly hoping, sir, that some of these conditions this court's going to put forth are going to be helpful so that you do not react in the same manner every time you're disrespected,
Sure.
right? Because you don't know what somebody else may have on them, or you just don't know. And Mr. Langtot can also tell you, right? Doesn't matter what profession you're in, people are disrespectful to you. Whether you're in service, right? Painting, which is a service, medical, legal, whatever it may be, people are disrespectful. And so whether Mr. Bujaki was in fact disrespectful or not, he can't remember, right? Or whether or not you just felt disrespected because he was talking to your girl, who is her own person. Clearly, this is not the way to respond,
I understand.
right? And I'm hoping that in the continued courses for anger management that you're going to learn some other coping skills for that. Okay? Based upon all that, after hearing from Mr. Langtot, hearing from Mr. Velasquez, reviewing the report, the recommendation, hearing from Mr. Bujaki, the court does find that there's reasonable grounds to depart from MCL 769.5. The court finds the following sentence to be in the best interest of justice, to be reasonable and proportionate to the circumstances surrounding Mr. Velasquez and the legislative guidelines. The court's going to order 12 months probation. You're HIDA eligible. You're also eligible for early discharge with a hearing. You are not to violate any criminal law of any unit of government. You're not to leave the state without the consent of the court. You are to report truthfully to your probation officer as often as your probation officer may require, in person, writing, or virtually. You're to notify your probation officer immediately of any change in address or employment status. You're not to use any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You'll be subjected to random testing. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so you can, the court can monitor your progress in maintaining abstinence and sobriety. The GPS teller that you currently have on may be removed. You are not to have any contact with Mr. Bujaki. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. You're not to return to Captain's Bar. You're not to return to Mr. Bujaki's place of employment or his residence, if you even know where that's at. You're not to possess any firearms or weapons. Do you have any of those, sir?
I returned mine to you.
Oh, no, not to me. I don't have it.
He, as part of his bond, Your Honor, arraignment, you wanted him to turn them into the police, which he,
Okay, so Wyandotte Police Department has those for safekeeping. All right, that's going to continue until your probation is completed, okay? The court's going to also order, sir, you are to complete an 8-week anger management class. And as I did indicate, the 4-hour class was a good start. the rehabilitative goal for that condition, obviously, I mean, I think that's obvious, but I have to state it anyway, is so that you can further have so that you can have additional assistance in learning how to prepare you for upsetting situations and navigate those feelings of frustration in a more appropriate fashion. And then as it's been agreed upon, restitution, the amount of $1,410.66. Do you have any questions regarding any of those conditions?
Maybe the 8-week program, so I did the 4 hours. What is 8-week equivalent? How?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yes, you'll get more information and more details from probation. There's multiple platforms and groups or agencies that do offer that.
Okay.
So I'm sure some, if you need online, I'm sure some have an online component. Okay. The court's going to order a $300 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, supervision oversight fee of $600. That's $50 a month at 12 months. Since you're eligible for early discharge, albeit with a hearing, up to half of that could be waived. Cost of prosecution, $300. Crime victim assessment fee of $75. Justice system assessment fee of $50. So that is $1,425 plus the restitution of $1,410.66, which I'm going to indicate that's to be paid at a rate of $400 per month based on what you've indicated. And as to the $1,425, so you did post a bond, which brings that down then to $925. Subtracting out $300, it leaves you with a balance of $625 on your fines and costs. Do you have that to pay today?
I can pay it at the end of the month. I can
Okay.
pay $500 at the end of the month.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. All right, and as I did indicate, sir, you are eligible with a hearing, so you can request that hearing only after all the following have occurred. You've completed at least half of your original term of probation. All probation requirements have been completed. You've had at least 3 months without any violations, and all monies have been either paid in full or you've made a good faith effort toward making full payment. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any questions?
Maybe just about the GPS, Heather. Do I get paperwork to walk in there?
When you go over to probation, you're going to get the information about all that as well. Okay? All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to have you go over to probation and then you'll get set up with all of your next steps. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you. Thank you. You as well.